never remember going in there. But I know it was a shop, but that's on Huntington Road. That's what you just said, wasn't it? On a corner down at Fig Lane, top of Fig.
Yeah, top of Fig Lane, on the corner there.
Yeah, I remember it being a shop, but I don't remember it ever being open. So, I mean, what was that then?
It was I only remember it as a sweet shop.
Oh, right.
Because I can remember going there specifically to buy either wagon wheels or flying saucers, sherbet, flying for saucers.
Yeah.
But they obviously sold more.
Yeah, but
But it wasn't. The table wasn't no more than that big as that settee. No, but it was a shop.
Yeah. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I was brought up along South View. I mean, I remember Mars bars were threepence, the old 3D, and I remember when they changed to decimal.
Yeah.
And they 3D changed to whatever it did in new money, and I never ever it took me years to get the hang of it. But even now I struggle.
They doubled the price.
And doubled the price, yeah. And wagon wheels got half the size, didn't they? You remember that?
Yeah. Wagon wheels used to be
huge, didn't they?
like that.
Yeah.
Well, they're a lot bit like that. Now they still sell them. But...
I need at least 2 or 3 of them now.
Yeah.
You buy multi packs.
Yeah. But it's like what you were saying. I mean, like the amount of nurseries that used to be in.
Oh yeah.
It must have had more nurseries than anywhere else.
Well, I didn't know till recently that there was one down Blackness Road on the left-hand side, where Durnox used to live, with Sheila and Alf used to live. I didn't know there was one there till recently.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was called Black Nest, do you?
No.
No idea.
No, not at all.
It's a bit like White Hill. Why is it called White Hill? I'd imagine it's something to do with this quarry and the colour of the stone as it went up with the lorries or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But you look at the nurseries from where the yard was there, there's 1, 2, 3 within about 200 yards of each other.
Well, Crowborough, yes, you say Crowborough's.
And Martin's down there. We used to go and get tomatoes and cucumbers. Because Mother used to say, go down and get 2 shillings worth of cucumbers. But they was the small, crunchy cucumbers, you know what I mean? I always remember going in, there's like an old wooden... Did you ever go in there?
Yeah.
An old wooden hut.
Yeah.
And I always remember the picture on the wall with the girl and the little dog. And it was on the wall for... Ever since I went down
there. Yeah. No, I went in there. I remember when I was young, I used to go in there.
2 shillings worth of cucumbers.
Yeah. We used to go and collect all the old glass bottles. Alan in particular, my brother used to collect all the, I don't know where from, he used to find, well, I did find out in the end. And I used to have a little trolley. And he used to say to me, take him down the green. Well, no, to start with, he said, take me along to the end of South View to the shop along by Racuse there, I think it was. He said, go and cash them in, get the pennies on the bottles. I never questioned it. So I put him in my little trolley and I tugged him along the road and went and got my shillings, whatever it was, and come back. And then Alan would, oh yeah, thank you very much. And he'd put him in what we call a savings tin, like a cocoa tin with a lid. I never saw the money, it all went in the cocoa tin. And all of a sudden he changed and he got these bottles and he said, I said, I'll take them down the... No, he said, take them down the green. Oh, that's a long way, Alan. He said, no, got to go to the green. So carted them all the way down to Chapel Green. Now the shop at the back there. And I took him in there and I cashed him in and come back and Alan got the money and he put it in the cocoa tin. Of course, it wasn't until fairly recently I realised what he must have been doing. I think he was going back round the back of the shop, nicking the bloody bottles and taking them back home again. He's never admitted it, but I'm sure that he did. And yes, that is on camera, and yes, I will put it on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely stories.
Yeah. So your family then, how far can you go back in from Crowborough then?
What, from Skilton's?
Well, yeah, from where you are, yeah. Obviously your dad, your granddad.
My grandfather Skilton, his father came from Horsham. They were 6 brothers, I think. And they owned a lot of property in Horsham, quite a lot of it. And whatever happened with them, somebody died and it was left in trust for the generations.
Yeah, my dad always reckoned there was money in our family that just disappeared. He was adamant about that, but there you go, once it's gone, isn't it?
Well, nothing you can do about it, is you know?
No. My great granddad had shops down Hurstfield. and Harstonton House, they was bed and breakfast at one time. She took in anything just to keep the wolf from the door, did laundry and all sorts. So,
But it was a given thing, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Of course it was.
That you never had the restrictions of doing anything, did you? You
No.
could almost do what you wanted to do.
and you worked for it, but if you like, you was allowed to work for it, wasn't you?
Mm.
And it's like you with a moss, you'd just do whatever come along, and you would make the wreaths, and you were taught how to make them, and that's a skill that if you want, you can use it. If you had to, you could use it now, couldn't you? You can still do it.
Well, I've made two wreaths, one for us and one for around the thing.
Yeah.
And
This year.
Kelly, who I was saying, she's somebody who likes dressing windows and the make things.
Yeah.
She said, why don't we make wreaths? And I said to the wife, you know, it probably took me 2 hours to make 2 wreaths. And how much are 2
That's
wreaths?
not collecting the materials.
No, because it came from my garden.
Yeah, but you still had to collect it.
Yeah.
And if you was going to make them, you would have to go further afield to collect the stuff.
Yeah.
And then what do you sell it for? What price do you put on your time? And this is what I always said, because I used to make them with Clive Moore. If the time it's taking you to do it, and what you got to sell it for, could be more than people want to pay. So do you then skimp it and do it quicker to make more money or to make a sensible amount of money? But then they're not like you want to make them. You want to make them. You make them for your dad or your family or yourself, and you'll spend your time doing them properly.
I don't think it would make any difference to me. I'd do it properly, whether it was right or wrong.
Yeah, but then you
Because I
wouldn't.
couldn't do it the other way.
That's what I'm trying to say. Then you couldn't make that. You couldn't do it properly and sell it for what it's worth.
No.
Could you?
No.
When I used to make them for friends who had passed away or whatever, I wouldn't sell them. I said, I can't, because you can't pay me for what they're worth. So I would make them and give it to them. Used to make them for any of our family what had died that year or something, and then put it on their grave, and that's all I could do. I don't do it. I haven't done it for ages now. We used to go around to Clive Moore's, and we'd collect all the greenery up, and we'd be making them, and he'd have an order for a few, and we'd just sit there chatting away and making them. And he used to back them with grass, and you'd use moss.
Moss is the easiest thing to work with.
Yeah, well,
And obviously, because we were on the forest, it wasn't no problem, was it?
No. Well, he used to go in the field, Hemmons' field behind him, and pick a load of grass, and we come in one day and his hands are covered in dog's mess. Not like that at all. That was his absolute phobia. So that put paid to that evening's work. And do you remember Alf Smith? Well, Alf come in there one day, and all these holly leaves, variegated holly leaves, were strewn all over the floor, the ones that we didn't need. What you going to do with them? He said. He said, well, I'm going to bag them up and get rid of them. Don't you do that? He said, I'll have all them. And he reckoned he could sell them for a penny each.
See, now I can't understand. Because you're going back old times anyway, where people were fussy, weren't they?
Yep.
I couldn't think what you'd use them for.
Yeah, but Alfie would have found something.
He
definitely would. He would have a
use for
He'd have a use for a buyer or whatever.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, because they
What
used
that is,
to
I
take
don't know.
this stuff up to Common Garden, and we would make a bunch, and then there would be so many in a bunch, and then it would be 144 gross of these things in a big bundle, and you'd have some that way and some this way taken up, and they would took up to Common Garden. Clive would take them up regular at Christmas time in particular, and then you'd have bunches of holly with berries on, because when they couldn't get any berries, they would stem peas and paint the peas red. Because you couldn't get, if you haven't got any berries, dip them in paint. If you had spray them red, if you haven't got anything else, that's all they would do.
You can buy them now from China.
that's the point, isn't it? Yeah, well, you couldn't in them days, could you?
No.
So we would have, because I remember he had an order for reeves made like horseshoes.
Yeah.
And then 7 nails in a horseshoe, 4 one side and 3 the other, and they were made out of stemmed holly berries.
Never ever made them. We just made straightforward reeves.
Yeah.
Sit on the floor and we'd do it like a factory. I would be bunching up.
Yeah.
Somebody would be putting the moss on.
Yeah.
Normally it was my father and mother who made the
And made
reeves.
them.
But I could make them in the end because obviously
Well, you're
seen it so much of
watching
it.
them as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used
But we
to,
used to sell iron to in London,
Yeah.
Ahead.
up the other side of Blackwall Tunnel.
Yeah,
Like
it's his
the-
birthday present from Fred.
so you must see, you must have worked a price out what you wanted, and you're making yours like production line, aren't you?
We made them like in a production line, and to be honest with you, we used to sell them local.
Yeah.
But then brother-in-law Victor, he was working up London, and he went into the shop, and they had reeves outside. He said, "I know I can sell you better reeves than you've got here."
Yes.
And he said, "Bring one up and show it to me."
Yes.
And obviously, when he see the reef, that's where we used to run these reefs. I remember going up there quite a few times with it.
And London prices would be better than they are down here.
Oh, definitely. It was like double the price.
Yeah.
Double
So
the
then
price.
that would work for what you're making them. You'll be worth you making them for that.
Yeah.
Well, we went into, when Lord Pierce wanted to get rid of his Christmas tree plantation, Dick and I went and cut them all down and put them all on the lorry, tied them all up, and put them on the lorry, and I can remember hawking them all the way around as far as we could take this lorry, and we was taking them everywhere and got rid of them all, but some of them at the end was a little bit like pipe cleaners in the end, but they all had to go. But that's hard work getting rid of them like that. Don't like doing that.
Holly used to tear you around to pieces.
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yeah.
He's got an order for his wreath for next year. I've put a photograph up without things for Christmas that we were doing for work.
Yeah, yes.
I put the pit on the door that, and he's already got an order for next year from one of the girls
400.
at work.
400, yeah.
So I'm looking for
You're looking for bagging them off now by the crack road, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we were going down that place to look for
Yeah.
moss that day.
We used to have a lot of it down the wood, but it's just not growing anymore. Not, it's when it's when it's really dry, it dies back,
Yeah.
and then when it's running away, we'll say we just haven't had so much.